What's up everybody, it's your girl Somethingflava. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I made this really cute and comfy two-piece fuzzy set, super warm and thick, perfect for the upcoming winter this season. So first I started with this really nice fuzzy Sherpa fabric, and I took a pair of nice fitting sweatpants that I already had, and I used that as the template to go ahead and cut out my fabric, leaving a few inches for seam allowance. Once I was finished cutting that front piece, I used the already cut piece to cut the back piece. The only difference with the back piece is when cutting the crotch part, I went down about an inch farther and I came out about an inch farther just to allow for room for the curve of my butt. Once both of my pieces were cut out, I just sewed the piece to the front pair of my pants, and I sewed the part on the back piece of my pants. I first went in with a straight stitch, and then after I finished with the straight stitch, I went back with a zigzag stitch just to secure the edges so that there wasn't fuzzies flying everywhere because this is a thick Sherpa fabric. Here's what the front piece looked like was sewn together, and then I went back and I did the same exact thing for the back piece, sewing it with a straight stitch and then going back with a zigzag stitch. Once the two pieces are sewn together, then it's time to go ahead and sew the two legs together. So I just went ahead and I pinned up the side of the outfit, and I just sewed all along the leg part, again with the straight stitch and then the zigzag stitch to secure the edges. And we are going to do that every single time we sew anything together. We're going to do the straight stitch and then go back with the zigzag to secure all the fuzzies from flying all over the place. Once both pieces of the outside legs were sewn together, I went and I sewed the inside of the legs together, starting from the crotch part and working my way down and doing that on the both sides. Also guys, don't forget to make sure you backstitch when you start sewing and stop sewing every single time to make sure that none of the stitches come undone. At this point, the pants are really starting to look like pants now, and they're really coming together. We have both of the legs completely finished, and when I cut the Sherpa fabric, I did already cut on the edge so that the bottom of my pants didn't need to be hemmed. All I had to do now is just finish up the waistband, so I measured the size of my elastic and I folded the band down, leaving about an inch of space to fit the elastic through. I measured everything to make sure it was good, pinned it down, and then sewed a straight stitch all around the waistband. But once I got to the end, I didn't finish it off. I left a little bit of room so that I would be able to fit my fingers and the elastic through. I then took two clips and I clipped one end of the elastic to my waistband and the other clip on the other end of the elastic to allow me to pull it through the band. And I sat here and struggled with this for about 20 minutes, so definitely take your time and don't get frustrated. Once the elastic was pulled through, I secured the two ends with a zigzag stitch, and I went back and closed the opening of the waistband that we left to put the elastic through. All we gotta do now is go ahead and flip everything inside out so that everything is facing the right way like it should be, and we are all finished. These pants are super cute and they're super extra warm. Like when you wear these pants, you do not need a blanket because you will be sweating. And here is just one more angle so you guys could see the whole thing all in one shot. Alrighty, so now it's time to work on this top. So what I did is I took a crop top that already fit me nicely and I used that as the template to cut out my fabric. Once that was cut out, I just went ahead and folded it in half and cut it again just to make sure that both sides were equal. I then went ahead and grabbed a long sleeve shirt that I liked, and I used that as a template to cut out my sleeves. Now for you guys, I would recommend to cut your sleeves with the fabric folded so that you don't have two seams. But I didn't do that, so just learn from my mistakes and just go ahead and cut your sleeve on a fold so that it doesn't have the two seams. Then I took our already cut sleeve and I used that as the template to go ahead and cut the other sleeve so that they would both be identical. I then went back to doing the body of the shirt, and I hemmed the neckline by folding it down and just pinning it. And I did the same thing to the bottom of the shirt by flipping it over, folding it down, and hemming it the exact same way. Once everything is nice and pinned, then I just went and I did a straight stitch down the bottom of the shirt and down around the neckline of the shirt. And then off camera, I had taken the front part of the body of the shirt and I had cut that into a V just to allow my girls to breathe a little bit more. And I hemmed it the same way I did the back of the shirt by just folding it down, pinning it, and then going along the lines with the straight stitch. Once both sides of my body pieces are hemmed, I just aligned them right sides facing together and sewed the two shoulders. Going back to the sleeves, because I cut them the way that I did, I do have to sew the tops of the sleeves together. So I went in and I sewed a straight stitch to keep them together and then went back in with a zigzag stitch along the edges. And once everything was nice and sewn together, my puppy just helped me open everything up and align the sleeves as nice as we could to the sleeve openings in the body, and pinning them down and sewing them with a straight stitch and then again with a zigzag stitch on the edges. And then go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. Once both the sleeves are on, it's really starting to look like a shirt now. So I just went ahead and I sewed along the inside of the sleeve and down the body. And again, the same thing on the exact opposite side just to close everything together. And I went in again with the straight stitch and then finished everything off with the zigzag stitch. Once everything is nice and sewn together, then all we gotta do is go ahead and flip everything inside out so that it's the way it should be showing, and boom, we have our finished product. Now we have our really cute, comfy and cozy crop top long sleeve shirt to go with our elastic, cozy, comfy pants. And here's the final look with both pieces on. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more DIYs for the future. Thank you so much.